What's up? So I'm Erin. I am a photographer. I'm a videographer. I work in motion graphics and website development. Currently, though, I am working for a nonprofit organization that creates programs for children and programs for adults with developmental disabilities. Um, I always get asked like questions like, "Oh, you're working for a computer company. Oh, you're working for a floral shop. You're working for..." So it's an organization and they have like 10 programs, which pretty much nail all the spectrums of jobs so that the adults with developmental disabilities in our community have every opportunity, as they should, to work in the field that they can excel in. So I currently work in 6 other locations. So we have the floral shop, which I do like floral design. We have the kitchen store, which is just kitchen stuff. I do crafts and with their artisan team. We have the plant nursery, which I get to just get down and get dirty and plant and play with flowers. And that's always a really good time, but that is very hard work. Anybody who wants to know working in a nursery, it's very, very hard work. Where am I at? We have the gift shop, which is all of our shipping and learning how to do packaging, postal, and has pretty much a lot of our gifts. And I also work at the online sector for their e-commerce and website, and I guess this general all over promo team. And it's a beautiful organization. It really creates opportunity for people who, no matter your race or color or gender or belief, you have an opportunity to come and learn and grow as a person. And they're just a beautiful thing. So they're called the Little Red Hen. Go donate all your money to them. Let's see. So yeah, I work in all 6 of the locations. So I've learned so much about myself that, I'm an extremely versatile person. I am a jack of many trades, a master of none. you know, I, I've just, and most of all, like, is it being an instructor, you kind of look at yourself like you're bestowing all your knowledge upon other people. But really, the thing was this year is how much I learned from others, how much I've learned to become a better version of myself every day through listening to what other people have to say. What do they have to offer? And just making me feel good. It's hard for all of us, and I think I'm always a person that I'm going to do everything I can to make people smile, to lighten the mood, and it's been a hard year to do that. And I think if we can just stay positive for a few more months, guys, just a few more months, we'll make it through this hard time. We will all look back on it, and I don't know. I don't think we'll laugh, but we'll definitely like snicker and have some good stories to tell, because I sure know I do. So that's what I'm doing currently, is just working all 6 programs with all different types of disabilities, whether it's Parkinson's, whether it's autism, whether, Down syndrome. There's all different spectrums of disabilities that I work with daily. And I love it. I love working and helping people at the same time. I love being creative and creating opportunities for all of us to grow in the world. That's my goal, is just to have a better tomorrow. That's what all of our goals should be, is to make better tomorrows for ourselves and others. And that's what I've been currently doing. On the creative scale, it's been a little different than my usual years. I usually get to, I'm usually involved in probably about like 10 creative projects at like a time, and I'm, dishing them out one by one. I'm doing photo shoots all the time, and this year has not been that year. I probably have done a total of maybe 3 photo shoots. I work full time, you know, and also I wear, this is like seeing myself on camera. I wear a mask 8 hours a day, like a whole mask on my face. Just, I 8 hours a day, every day. So it's weird seeing my face right now, like as a total, with a little bit of makeup on it, a little face powder beat. Uh, but I know this is all temporary. So I think if people can kind of look at it like that, and we can kind of know that sometimes, whether it be financially, whether it be creatively, whether it be things that sometimes we have to make moments of sacrifice where it's not going to be exactly what we want it to be. And so yeah, on the creative scale, I haven't moved in the way that I always have. I have done some really fun collaborative, like projects with some people. Um, I've gotten to do a little bit of modeling, which I have some photos that I've dipped in. So modeling was actually the first way I got into photography. I was on the other scale. I didn't even realize that like I had the abilities to be on the other side of the camera. I always looked at it, I grew up pretty poor. I didn't have money for really expensive digital cameras or even film cameras or all that. I mean, it's a true investment. I think if people want to know the honest truth behind production, is that you got to dip some money into all this stuff. And when I was younger, when I turned about 20, I started doing art modeling for Sac State, nude art modeling. And so I was sitting in a classroom in front of, gosh, I'm trying to think, like 50, like, college kids, and I'm naked. And the teacher was super cool. It was just such a different world to me. I didn't even understand it. But there was such a crowd of body positivity, and people, even though you're being judged and they're watching like your every move and how you're posing yourself and everything, there was such a sense of comfortability that I felt, along with vulnerability and exposure. And it was all these emotions wrapped up into one. And I remember feeling, in that chaos, I was at home. Like, I was like, this is what I love. I love catching the attention. I wouldn't say attention seeking, but as in showing and being a part of different ways of looking at the world. Creating art. That's the biggest. Creating art. It's such a big part of my life. And when I was about 20 years old, that's when I really, really felt that. I've always been, I do painting. There's so many creative, it's hard for me because I have a lot of creative outlets that I like to involve myself in, whether I have time for a lot of them lately. They're always a big part of my life. But modeling was my really big first step into exposure and putting yourself out there and having people give you feedback. And I have to admit, even in ways of my photography, which I don't show a lot of it, whether because it was commissioned or it's just personal, as that scale and that behind the camera, I haven't gotten that comfortability quite yet as I do with modeling. But modeling, it was just freedom, because I have so many personalities. I have so many ways of looking at the world. I have so many different styles that I like to have and show. And it really allowed that playground doing that. So it started with like doing, you know, and they paid well too. They back, and it's funny because that was like like a dead breed now. You don't get to go. People used to pay a lot for photography and for art modeling, and they still do. It's just times have changed a bit. You know, advertising, all of it's evolved a bit. But so once I started doing that, I started working with a lot of other photographers throughout the California area, doing prints, doing ads, doing things, getting my name out there. And it was exhilarating and it was fun. But it wasn't until about 2016 and 17 I started investing in my own camera equipment. I got a GH4 camera, which I still to the day think is one of the best cameras you can get. A Lumix GH4 camera. It's a great camera. It does so many things, and it's made by Panasonic, by the way. I don't know if I should add that. But yeah, it really allowed me to start sharpening my tools, my understanding of manual photography, which I think people don't understand with cell phones and everything. It does it for you. It has settings and modes that unless you go in manually and change them, you're having this done. And having my own camera, especially with my 35 millimeter, learning exposure, learning focal points, learning about all of those things is really, really important. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who actually stayed and listened to all my crazy ramblings. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been a good time. I'm glad that we got to share this together. And you know what? I'm giving you all a big hug from afar, sending you peace, love, and all the good stuff. So stay up, stay nice, and stay cool. I think my favorite things to take photos of, are definitely like, I mean, it's always fun taking photos of like people, but I really enjoy taking photos like animals, especially like insects and bugs like spiders and dragonflies and butterflies and because I feel like you're capturing a very sliver of a moment in time when you're taking photos of things like that. It's a different art of capturing. I love taking photos of flowers because flowers are beautiful and they're pretty and they always make a beautiful subject. So definitely, but also I like to take pictures of just like anything random. I like a cool ashtray, a leaves that have fallen into a pattern. Pretty much anything that just looks like it's aesthetically asking to take a photo of it. There's so many moments in life that I look around and I wish I could just like take photos of my eyes because I see all this stuff and I don't always have my camera equipment. But I definitely, and even when I take photos of flowers, I like to drop them into Photoshop and create some really trippy, cool, different stuff. I love video editing and I love photo editing as well. So it doesn't have to be this like raw captured image. Sometimes I just like want to get a base image so I can manipulate it and create something cool. So, I would definitely have to say that. I mean, but I'm happy with whatever subject that the universe gives me. So, but I have taken some really cool photos of those type of things. Unfortunately, those aren't the ones that pay the bills. A lot of my product shots and things like that, but it all kind of coincides with, taking a moment, a memory, an image, and capturing it in a way that the rest of the world wants to look at it like you do. And that's what my favorite type of photography is just capturing life as it's going along so I can remember it on another day. Yeah.